Chesapeake, Virginia, 1650 AM WHKT presents Sports Scene. Sports Scene features local, regional, and nationally acclaimed guests and excellent interviews. Follow Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick and at GJBTV.com. Now here is Greg Bicouvaris.
And it is officially winter, Ken Johnson. What do you think so far? We didn't have the snow like we did last year, but what do you expect in the next 24 hours?
Oh, it'll change. I mean, that's it. For Tidewater, what's the weather going to be? It'll change.
Right.
And NOAA today just announced that it's the warmest year 2015 was since record keeping began in 1880, which, you know, that might have a little more impact if the planet was only 135 years old. You know, it's a little older than that.
Right.
So what? 135 years and it's the warmest year. Okay, check me again in about, a million years and let me know how that's doing.
Exactly. Yeah. But, of course, it was very warm on Christmas Day. Of course, this is January 20th. 2016, hard to believe already. Sports Scene interview show every Wednesday, 12 to 1 on News Talk 1650 on this station since December of 2013. Sports highlights on nnpstv.com. Tell your friends about 1650. Twitter, go to gjbtv.com. See all 4 Twitter handles. Greg Bick, Sports Highlight, GJBTV, and HR1LineMall.com. Thank you for the great interaction and Twitter feedback. Thank you to our military. Great guest lineup. Sponsors on gjbtv.com homepage and marketplace sponsors. Guest lineup today presented by Mi Casita Mexican Restaurant with 2 Virginia Beach locations. Phone line presented by Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. Sponsors this month on this station for me are Fink's Card Care, Me Hogar, Crawl Space Store, Spaghetti Eddies, Newcastle, and Long's Billiards, where they're having several great sales going on at longsbilliards.com. GJBTV.com as well, my background. And also, I want to dedicate this show to the late Jim Simpson, great broadcaster for NBC and ESPN, who passed away recently. When I was in college at George Mason, I had a chance to go to a talk show that he did at a restaurant. I actually asked a question, and he gave me a compliment. And that type of stuff gives you confidence to get in this business on radio, TV, and network television. We are down to the Patriots and Broncos, Cardinals, Panthers. They are the best 4 teams. We'll see how Manning reacts with the pressure game against Brady. And, of course, the Cardinals on the road on the East Coast. Testimonials a little bit later from C.P. Shuckers, Saffron, and, of course, Outback Steakhouse. Stay tuned. This is Sports Scene live on the radio with Ken Johnson. I'm Greg Bicouvaris, at Greg Bick on Twitter. Go to tunein.com, type in WHKT to listen right now on your phone or your computer. Stay tuned.
Nor'easter season is here, so don't get all wet. Protect your house. Call Crawl Space Door Systems at 363-0005. Reduce your flood insurance, reduce the threat of mold and insects, and save energy. Crawl Space Doors, air vents, flood vents, vent covers, and fans can help you stay dry or get you dry quickly. Contact Crawl Space Doors for more information at 363-0005 or online at crawlspacedores.com. Stay dry, my friends.
Good Italian food, daily specials, and a place people enjoy is Spaghetti Eddies. Indulge in your mouth-watering pizza, pasta, subs, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Open 7 days a week. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Taylor Road and on Eden Way North in Chesapeake for lunch and dinner. Like them on Facebook. Italian food you can count on is at Spaghetti Eddies.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Wart Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
Appropriate. The heat is on with the Final Four of the NFL. What a great voice. He will be missed.
Oh, yeah. And a good actor. A lot of people are talking about his contributions to the Eagles and his solo career and his singing. But he was a good actor, too. He was in several episodes of A Wise Guy and Miami Vice and other things, too. So he was multi-talented.
Very good, Kenny. All right, let's welcome Tony Boselli, played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Texans, 5-time Pro Bowler, College Football Hall of Fame. Of course, I played at USC. Tony, welcome to Virginia Beach. This is the closest city, Tony, to Jacksonville, but we don't have an NFL team here. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, my friend. Happy New Year. Of course, great job doing the NFL games on Westwood One this past weekend as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Very good.
It's a lot of fun.
It sure is. It sure is. Of course, you've done TV work as well, and of course, talking to Tony Boselli. And Tony, let's talk about your team before we talk about the Final Four at Jacksonville. It seems like as the year went on, they did evolve and are starting to find themselves.
You know, especially offensively, I think they got some nice pieces on that side of the ball with Blake Bortles as the quarterback and a couple. You know, you got to love their young receivers, Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns outside, and then Rashad Green, you know, slot receiver and punt returner who was a rookie this past year out of Florida State, had a very nice year to be a really good player. They got the back and T.J. Yeldon and tight end Julius Thomas. So offensively, they started playing pretty dang well. They went from, you know, I think the worst offense in the NFL last year to, in several categories, they were top 10. And now they got to fix the defense. They got, you know, they need to add some players if they want to have a chance to win the division and go to the playoffs, which they should next year.
Very good. Talking to Tony Boselli. This is Sports Scene right here on News Talk 1650 in Virginia Beach. Craig Bicouvaris, glad you're with us. What are your thoughts, too, of course, about all the Europe stuff in England? Of course, it always seems like Jacksonville is always numero uno mentioned. You go there pretty much yearly. And your thoughts about that, and will it work down the road? Because it seems like if it does happen, it'll be still several years down the road.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it's been good for Jacksonville. I mean, Sean Connor owners made it clear that Jacksonville is the Jaguars' home, and he's invested heavily in the city of Jacksonville and around the stadium and the team and everything else. But it's also the fact that it's very important for a small market like ours to play that extra game in London every year. It's a great revenue stream for the team. It's great. It's great awareness and brand building. So it's worked out well. We've been over the 3 years in a row. I think we're committed for the next 5 or 6 to go back, and it's something that the coaches and the players and everyone in the front office has kind of, come to appreciate and recognize that it's part of who we are and what we're going to do, and it's worked out fine.
I think it's worked out very well for several teams going there once a year. It's kind of intriguing. It makes you want to watch, especially before you have something to look forward to early in the morning before all the other games go on. It really dominates. And before we talk about the Final Four again, I want to get your thoughts, too, because you played at USC. They've had a lot of turmoil there. Of course, the Rams are coming back, which is great for the city. But it's just amazing, Tony, and you follow college football, too, how big the NFL is wild card weekend that people really weren't even talking about the championship game in college football between Alabama and Clemson. The NFL has gotten so big with TV and radio and the internet, it's just superseding every other sport. You there? I think we lost connection there with Tony. Ken might want to give him a call back. Yeah, we'll call him right back. But, of course, the NFL has gotten so big as Ken tries to get back hold of Tony Boselli. Sometimes cell phones do drop like that. But, of course, it just happens. I mean, the NFL has gotten so big. It's whether it's TV, radio, Twitter, internet. I mean, there's so many components now with the NFL. It's just the NFL Network. Everything is 24/7, and people are consuming the sport all the time, no matter what. And college football, of course, don't get me wrong, is always going to be great, but it's so hard to compete against the NFL, no matter what time of the year it is. So especially now, look at college basketball. It's just starting to pick up as we go into late January. And, of course, and we'll go from there. Ken, let's take a short break, and we will come back after these messages.
Good Italian food, daily specials, and a place people enjoy is Spaghetti Eddie's. Indulge in your mouth-watering pizza, pasta, subs, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Open 7 days a week. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Taylor Road and on Eden Way North in Chesapeake for lunch and dinner. Like them on Facebook. Italian food you can count on is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Warwick Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
I want to get your thoughts on Glenn Fry. I'm sure you enjoyed listening to him as well.
Yep. Oh, the Eagles. I love the Eagles, man. Listening to you went out to USC and listened to the Eagles, and one of my favorite bands of all time, and had their greatest hits, and they're an iconic band, and it was sad to hear that Glenn Fry passed away.
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts before we got cut off there that the NFL is so big, Tony, with wild card and the playoffs and so forth, that it just seems like nobody's even talking about college basketball yet. Even the national championship between Alabama and Clemson was totally superseded by the wild card weekend. Oh, yeah, there's a college football game on Monday night. It's just amazing how big the NFL's gotten with radio, TV, Twitter, and the NFL Network and social media and all the broadcast networks. Unbelievable.
No, it is. Listen, the NFL rules, and until it is done, until the season's over, that's going to be what's on the foremost of everyone's minds and the conversation on sports talk radio and social media and everything else. You talk about the college football championship. That's a game that I think they should have played. Playing that Monday night after Wild Card Weekend the way they did, I just thought it was a mistake. It was a mistake playing it New Year's Eve instead of the day after New Year's. I mean, they need to figure out how to work that around and either integrate it, within the playoff system, the NFL playoffs or before, because it was a great game and it's a great event, but it took a back seat.
Absolutely, and I think people pretty much just needed a break that day afterwards, and the NFL is just so big. Before we talk more about the Final Four, your thoughts on your alma mater at USC? They've had a lot of coaching changes since Carroll's been to Seattle, and it really hasn't quite worked out. I guess they're hoping it'll evolve in 2016.
Yeah, listen, it was unfortunate with what Steve Sarkisian went through and his addiction, problems and the alcohol and everything else, and you never want that to happen. You feel bad for Sark. I feel worse for the players, and everyone had to the coaches and everyone whose families were affected by it. So, it's been tough, like you said, since Pete. A lot of it was unfair, I think, punishment by the NCAA, overreaching the penalties they gave. Lane Kiffin came in, and, looking back, he probably did a better job than he got credit for because it was such a tough situation losing those 30 scholarships. Mm-hmm. But now that's behind us, and got Clay Helton in there. He's put his staff together, and hopefully he'll get us back on track and where we need to be.
Talking to the great Tony Boselli, we get the elite guest right here on Sports Scene on News Talk 1650. And Tony, this is the Virginia Beach area, very similar to Jacksonville, as you well know. No pro sports team here, but of course, when you have a pro sports team, you want to keep it. You saw what happened recently with the Rams. I know you went to USC. I'm very excited the Rams are going back to LA. That's where they belong. And while we're at it, we might as well bring the Colts back to Baltimore and keep going. But that's not going to happen. But still, the Rams in LA, it just sounds good.
Well, listen, I hate it for the St. Louis fan base. It's twice they've lost teams now. They lost the Cardinals to Arizona, and now they took the Rams, and they lost the Rams. So great football fans there. It's a great city, and you hate to see them, lose the Rams, like I said. But LA is obviously one of the better markets and bigger markets in the United States. It'll be interesting to see how. I think there'll be a lot of support for the Rams initially, but I think it's important how the stadium's built, where it's at. It's going to be in Inglewood because I was there in the early '90s, living in LA, and they had two teams, and they weren't really well supported.
Right.
And so I think they're going to have to win. I mean, I love Los Angeles and went to school there, but there's a little bit of a front-running fan base there. You better be winning. Otherwise, they're going to go do the 5 million other great things there's to do in L.A. And just go turn on a Laker game, and you see some of those Laker crowds, and that's the iconic franchise of Los Angeles in the history. And they, not a lot of people going to those games right now because they're not very good, and that's just kind of how it works in LA.
Yeah, I agree. Not many people are paying attention to basketball, like you said, until after the Super Bowl. Talking to the great Tony Boselli, and Tony, let's get right to it. You did some action on the radio. Go ahead and talk about your background. You've done a lot of radio and TV since you played for the Jaguars and the Texans.
Oh yeah, I've done about everything, and do only radio now. I guess I got a face for radio, so. It works perfect. But I actually enjoy radio probably a little bit more, and working for Westwood One and doing all the Jaguar broadcasts here in Jacksonville and with them on the road, and a local show with on the Jaguar Network. So it's a lot of fun. It keeps me around football and involved, in a game I love, and so it's been good so far.
All the divisional games this past weekend were either 6 or 7 points. You called one. And, of course, your team, the Jaguars, took on both these teams, the Patriots and the Panthers. Of course, you guys played the Panthers very close, actually. And, of course, the Patriots beat you pretty bad. But you've got a pretty good perspective on several of these teams.
Yeah, listen, with Westwood One, I was doing the Patriot-Chiefs game this past weekend, and it was a close game. The difference was, some injuries, at the wide receiver position for the Chiefs with Macklin being limited and then being out, and they just couldn't finish drives, couldn't score, but they controlled it, gave Brady limited opportunities and held them, 27 points. So it was a pretty good effort. It'll be interesting to see how Denver approaches the Patriots. They played earlier in the year and they ran the ball for over 180 yards against the Patriots. I think they're going to try to grind it out, keep things simple, some play action pass, and try to keep Tom on the sideline and let their defense go to work. And I think it's an outstanding matchup. Both are great teams. You got Tom Brady, who's the greatest quarterback ever, and going against, Peyton Manning, one of the best ever, and, probably their last matchup. Probably this is Peyton's last hurrah, so it'll be interesting to see him go, how that, the emotions and how that works out, and, him finishing up his career. So I think that'll be a great match. On the other side, you have the Panthers, who, heck, we played them week one, and doing that game, we lost. It was a 10-9 football game going into halftime, and we threw a pick six, and I think we ended up losing 21 or 22 or to 9, whatever it was. And but I would never have guessed watching that team saying this was going to be a 15-1 team in the regular season and, win their first playoff game and go to the NFC title game. So they're built around that quarterback. Cam Newton is just a special player. He's the MVP of the league. They run it fairly well. They got a nice offensive line, and then defensively they're outstanding, led by Luke Kuechly. So they have some great players on that team, and you have to sit back and appreciate what they've done. They won 12 games 2 years ago. They won 7, but got in the playoffs last year, and then 15 this year. So Ron Rivera's done a great job with that franchise.
Yeah, and of course the Broncos, they beat the Pats earlier 30-24 back in November. You got to wonder, even the shuffling of quarterbacks with Denver. I don't care how good you are. NFL players are a creature of habit. They like consistency and a routine, and the Patriots have had so many injuries. Then you look at Arizona, you got to figure Palmer's due for one after all those years at Cincinnati, and he's finally healthy. And the Panthers, they're on a roll at home. But so these games are going to be really great drama on the weekend.
No, I think they're going to be close games. I think you're going to see games that will be decided by turnovers in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. I think the 4 teams we have are the 4 best teams in the NFL. I think it's the best conference championship weekend we've had in a long time because of the quality of the matchup and the quality of the teams. And I'm really interested. I think the NFC, the 2 best teams might be in the NFC right now with the Panthers and the Cardinals, and they're both playing great football. Arizona's probably the most complete team, offense, defense, and what they're able to do. And as an SC alumnus, I am rooting hard for Carson.
Yeah.
To get it done. He had a great, he's had an up and down career, but great at moments. And without the injuries, it would have been a consistently great career. He's really a good football player, and he's done a great job under Bruce Arians, who is, arguably the coach of the last 3 years. What he's been able to do between Indianapolis and Arizona.
Talking to Tony Boselli, who played for Jacksonville and the Texans at USC, Westwood One radio analyst as well as Jaguars, has done a lot of TV work over the years too as well. And you talk about it, just what's going to happen. It's anybody's guess, but regardless, it's going to be some great football. I want to get your thoughts too on Tom Coughlin and all the coaching changes. You played for him with Jacksonville. What a great coach, former Boston College coach, coached the Giants. I mean, the epitome of a gentleman, organized, consistency. He evolved Jacksonville's team, and all the coaching changes. It was pretty much an offensive. All the coordinators got it, or former coaches like Hugh Jackson, who coached the Raiders, got it, all offensive. Do you think that's it for Coughlin, or what do you think? He's got one more shot after this year. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he had the Philly job if he wanted it, and he turned it down. I mean, they offered it to him, and he decided not to take it. And for whatever reason, I'm not sure why. And so my guess is he'll sit back this year and talk with his wife and his kids, and he's got a bunch of grandkids now, and he's a great guy. He's a better person than he is coach.
Right.
And he's a damn good coach, so that says a lot. I mean, just what he's done in the communities he's lived in, and cares about his players, and wasn't always the funnest guy, most fun, or however you want to say it, guy to play for. Especially in those early years, he was very demanding and difficult and tough, but he's a hell of a football coach.
I want to get your thoughts finally as we wrap it up on concussions, the movie, and all this stuff. Even when you played, it wasn't as much talked about. Now it is. Even the players way before you in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, they barely were just counted three and said, where are you at? It's really evolved, and let's just hope the health of the NFL gets better with all the protocol.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go see the movie. I have no interest in seeing it.
Agreed.
Listen, concussions are real. I mean, you hit your head, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
As far as the effects of CTE and everything else, I think the book's still out. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of studies that need to be done, and there's a lot of science that, and figured out. I think people have jumped to some conclusions based on wanting to figure out and have answers to why, guys kill themselves or why guys do things. And so, a pretty easy thing to blame is the game and blame football and blame concussion. So, listen, I had concussions, played it. Am I affected by it? Maybe. I don't know. But I say it all the time. I go play the game all over again. It's a great game. I got more out of the game than I gave to it. And I think anyone who tells you they did not realize that they'd be different physically after playing major college football and in the NFL, they're lying to you. So we knew the risk. It's part of the deal. There's risk in everything in life.
Sure.
And I just think, I weighed it, and I'd weigh it again, and I'd play again. I have two boys who play the game. I think it's a great game. So I hope they keep on studying. I hope they get to I hope they make decisions based on facts. I mean, there's a lot of studies out there. You look at, suicide rates among NFL players or retired NFL players and compare it to the general population. It's lower in retired NFL players than the general population. Depression rates are about the same. You look at, life expectancy. Actually, if you compare it to the same data set of males and age and everything, NFL players live a little bit longer. So, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, but you hear the narrative and the story about concussions, and it's like, oh my gosh, football's killing people. Football's safer now than it's ever been in the history of the game, and all the studies and all the analysis proves that. So I think it's a little bit alarmist, and I think it's people trying to jump to conclusions. Because it's the sexy thing to say right now that concussions are bad and football's bad.
Right. Leaves on a lighter note. I know you and your family have been involved in various charities over the years, especially in Jacksonville. And what do you like to do to relax during the off season?
Play as much dang golf as I can.
You're in a great state for it. How about the charities have you been involved in over the years? Any ones you want to plug?
Yeah, we have our foundation, and we have 2 after-school programs. We work with 100 kids every single day in Jacksonville in some of the toughest neighborhoods. And focus on education and character development and trying to help these young people become great men and women and in our community and help them achieve all their goals and the purpose that God made them for, whatever that is, and just being a support system for them.
Very good, Tony. All the best to you and your family. Look forward to talking to you down the road and hopefully seeing you if the Redskins or Ravens take on the Jaguars down the road. But it should be a lot of fun. And
sounds good.
My pleasure, and be safe.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Tony Boselli right there, folks. Played for Jacksonville, the Texans, and, of course, USC, as Ken and I know. We get the elite guests because of my network television contacts more than anybody in the history of this radio TV market. Right here on Sports Scene, whether it's Fox, CBS, ESPN, we get the elite guests that you want to listen to, and thank you for your feedback. Stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the destination locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in transmission service, oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires, alignments, and showcase Win automotive products. Fink's does it all. Military and senior discounts are available. Find them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573 today.
Mi Hogar is your restaurant for the finest Mexican cuisine in Hampton Roads. At Mi Hogar, everything is prepared fresh in a casual atmosphere. Enjoy traditional favorites such as quesadillas, tacos, burritos, and fajitas, as well as refreshing beverages. Mi Hogar has 2 locations, 4201 Granby Street in Norfolk and 801 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake. Call ahead at 640-7705. At Mi Hogar, there is something for everyone.
The place to go for U.S. rare coins is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. and silver and gold coins and provide free verbal offers and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Newcastle Coins and Collectibles, 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, open Tuesday through Saturday and always online at newcastlecollectibles.com. Call 757-609-3633, 757-609-3633 for Newcastle Coins and Collectibles. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio. It's now time for Greg's Highlights, presented by Hampton Roads Online Mall.com.
And I was telling Ken off the air, the Glenn Fry music is just unbelievable. It gives you the goosebumps. What a great guest, Tony Boselli, former Jaguar player, Westwood One broadcaster. I heard him on the radio this past weekend. Played for USC and the Texans. Really just an excellent elite guest right here on Sports Scene. Save the date for it every Wednesday, 12 to 1, right here on the radio. News Talk 1650, your 10,000-watt voice of Hampton Roads. Tell your friends. 12 to 1 every Wednesday. Shop on the marketplace sponsors of GJBTV.com and on GJBTV.com. Hit the YouTube link on the homepage for archive shows. And, of course, HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Browse, shop, visit. AFC, NFC Championship going on. College basketball. Virginia got a nice win last night. NBA all heating up. Old Dominion basketball, men and women both struggling right now. We'll see what happens with them as far as the postseason. Really, that's all anybody cares about as far as college basketball is concerned. You can just ask my good friend Bob Molinaro that. He will tell you the same thing when he comes on the radio here in February, of course. Right here, don't forget, Sports Scene every Wednesday, 12 to 1. As well. Introducing lunch at Outback every bloomin' day with your favorites like Aussie tacos made with chicken, fish, or steak. Lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Go by there now and try their new ribeye melt topped with bacon, cheddar, garlic aioli, all in a toasted artisan bun. With over 70 lunch combinations starting at only $6.99. It's now lunch at last at Outback at 1255 Fordham Drive in Virginia Beach. Give them a call at 523-4832. Open 7 days a week. The best Outback Steakhouse in Hampton Roads is right there in Virginia Beach. What else is new? 1255 Fordham Drive, Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right. 523-4832. Save the date each Wednesday for the best back-to-back talk shows in Hampton Roads. Sports Scene going on now till 1 o'clock every Wednesday, 12 to 1, followed by the Sports Philosophy Show from 1 to 2. Both are on News Talk 1650 and on TuneIn.com by typing WHKT in the search box. That's TuneIn.com. Type in WHKT in the search box. Depend on it, of course. All right, stay tuned. We'll come back after a short break after these messages.
Nor'easter season is here, so don't get all wet.
Protect your house. Call Crawl Space Door Systems at 363-0005. Reduce your flood insurance, reduce the threat of mold and insects, and save energy. Crawl Space Doors, air vents, flood vents, vent covers, and fans can help you stay dry or get you dry quickly. Contact Crawl Space Doors for more information at 363-0005 or online at crawlspacedores.com. Stay dry, my friends.
Good Italian food, daily specials, and a place people enjoy is Spaghetti Eddie's. Indulge in your mouth-watering pizza, pasta, subs, salads, appetizers, and desserts. Open 7 days a week. Log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com and visit them at Taylor Road and on Eden Way North in Chesapeake for lunch and dinner. Like them on Facebook. Italian food you can count on is at Spaghetti Eddie's.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Warwick Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
Tune in to the Sports Philosophy Show featuring former professional sports general manager and NCAA sports announcer Jack Ankerson, along with 22-year NCAA coach Darryl Cummings. They have unique and insightful views on sports and will talk to guests throughout the sports world. The Sports Philosophy Show can be heard Wednesday 1 to 2 p.m. on WHKT 1650 AM in Hampton Roads and worldwide using the TuneIn.com radio app. For more information, go to thesportsphilosophy.show.com. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
Just good, clean family music. Glenn Frey, what a loss in the acting and singing world. Ken, just great musician. Of course, when you think of our town of Beachtown, of course, Beach Boys, Glenn Frey, Daryl Hall, John Oates, some of the great people that have performed in Hampton Roads over the years. Rolling Stones going back to the day. He really is the best of the best.
He certainly was one of the best of the best. Great performer, great writer. And I'm told a good guy. I've never met him, saw him, but I didn't have a chance to go and chat to him. But I'm told he was a good guy all around, too, which is always a good thing.
Very good, of course. And you heard it. Long's Billiards, 7, 8, 9-foot pool tables, $500 off. This just in. Showroom visit, of course. Give them a call at 599-3661. Go to longsbilliards.com. Right there in the Hilton Village section of Newport News. Go by and see Scott and Keisha. Tell them you go in the showroom visit only on Wednesday and Thursdays. 7, 8, 9-foot pool tables, $500 off. Perfect for the big game, the playoffs, March Madness. In your man cave, or men and women both can play pool by going to longsbilliards.com. Well, speaking of the pool, and, of course, swimming pools. I was in Virginia Beach actually fishing after the holidays with the family on Christmas Day because it was so warm. It almost reminded me of the spring and the summer. And with our business spotlight, speaking of pools and beaches and oceans, let's welcome Candice Yost from the Hidewood Pool in Newport News. How are you, Candice?
I'm great. Greg, how are you?
Very good, very good. Let's talk about the Hidewood Pool. Quite a legacy it's been there. And even though it's January, families and kids and parents are going to get ready for the spring here in a few months. And right after Memorial Day generally is when the pool season opens. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. It opens right around Memorial Day, the Saturday before Memorial Day.
Well, let's talk about the pool. Talk about some of the amenities that you have there to offer families that are listening right now.
Our pool is recently resurfaced. We resurfaced the entire pool last year. We installed new tile and new coping. And this year we are currently working on replacing and expanding the deck with a fire pit and some other play areas for the children.
Are you always looking to do other activities with the adults, too? And I know you always have a lot of swim meets, but it seems like during the summer that's a central hub social place for the people that live in Riverside, Hidewood, and Glendale especially. They really enjoy watching their kids or grandkids compete.
Absolutely. It's a great family-friendly spot. We have lots of fun activities. We have cornhole. We have Sunday fun days where we always have cookouts, and everybody brings a dish and contributes, and we just enjoy each other's company and have fun and enjoy the beautiful weather that we have to offer.
You can see Candice's website of Hidewood Pool right there on Hampton Roads Online Mall.com. Browse, shop, visit. You just click and it goes right to the website. And, of course, social media is so important for the younger people, too, as well. And let's talk about how deep the pool is, and let's talk about the hours.
The pool in the deep end is 10 feet. We have 2 diving boards. is 10 feet. We have 2 diving boards. We have a 25-meter pool with 4 lanes, a very active swim team that usually averages about 100 children from multiple families. We have 2 great swim coaches, Bryce Hartman and Ken Zobe, who's also very well known in the swim community for many, many years around here. And the pool hours, we open the Saturday before Memorial Day. We stay open through September. We don't necessarily close on Labor Day because, as you know, around here, sometimes we have beautiful days after Labor Day, and so we try to stay open and allow people to enjoy as much of the pool as they can for as long as we're able to. But once we open the Saturday before Memorial Day, we are open on weekends and 3 half days during the week until public school gets out, and then we are open 7 days a week.
Yeah, even though we're in the middle of winter, still spring is only a couple months away. And where do you recommend people to go if they want to become a member and go from there?
They can check out our website, Hydenwoodpool.com. We also have a Facebook page for Hydenwood Pool, as well as a Facebook page for Hydenwood Tarpon Swim Team if they're interested in checking out the details for the swim team.
And, of course, like you mentioned, so many different activities, and swim meets are so fun. It's really exciting, and, especially during an Olympic year when swimming is showcased so much in the Olympics.
Yes, absolutely. It is a very, very fun, engaging, active, and enjoyable event. So if you want to become a member, come check out one of our local swim meets, or just come out and support the children in our community. And of course, swimming is big in the colleges. Anybody you want to mention, any guy or girl that's done really well from the Hydenwood Pool that's used it as a springboard to high school and college at a good level? Oh, wow! Anybody in particular? There's been quite a few to come out of Hydenwood over the years. They've gone on to have full scholarships and various different colleges, have returned to the local area as coaches. So the swimming community, it remains strong. Very good. Swimming is a fun sport. Candice, all the best, and we'll talk to you again down the road as it gets closer to the spring. And thanks for sharing much about HydenwoodPool.com right there in the Hydenwood section of Newport News. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you. You too, Candice. My pleasure. Have a good afternoon. And Ken, that's, as much as it is winter, you always have to plan ahead, especially with kids and families, for summer activities and spring activities. It'll be here before you know it.
And sometimes you can go swimming on Christmas Day, like this year.
Yes, like in Virginia Beach as well. Of course, Saffron Mediterranean Cuisine. They've got great shish kebabs in the Hilton Village section of Newport News, not too far from Long's Billiard. So go by a pool table, then go by and get something to eat at Saffron Mediterranean Cuisine at 10417 Warwick Boulevard. Give them a call at 223-9978. They have delicious Mediterranean cuisine, specials of the month, lamb shanks, gyro platter, gyro sandwich. They are delicious, especially little French fries as well, and a little salad. Also new desserts as well, baklava, and of course pistachio cookies, bow tie cookies. Great menu at Saffron Mediterranean Cuisine. Go by and see Daoud and all the great staff over there. Cold appetizers, hot appetizers, entrees, fish, kids menu, desserts as well, wraps, stews. Go by and say hello to David at Saffron Mediterranean Cuisine. Mention Greg. Who knows? He might even give you a discount at 10417 Warwick Boulevard. Great casual place. Saffron Mediterranean Cuisine in the Hilton Village section of Newport News. Stay tuned. We'll be back for more Sports Scene after these messages.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the destination locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in transmission service, oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires, alignments, and showcase Win automotive products. Fink's does it all. Military and senior discounts are available. Find them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573 today.
Mi Hogar is your restaurant for the finest Mexican cuisine in Hampton Roads. At Mi Hogar, everything is prepared fresh in a casual atmosphere. Enjoy traditional favorites such as quesadillas, tacos, burritos, and fajitas, as well as refreshing beverages. Mi Hogar has 2 locations, 4201 Granby Street in Norfolk and 801 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake. Call ahead at 640-7705. At Mi Hogar, there is something for everyone.
The place to go for U.S. rare coins is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. and silver and gold coins and provide free verbal offers and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Newcastle Coins and Collectibles, 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, open Tuesday through Saturday and always online at newcastlecollectibles.com. Call 757-609-3633, 757-609-3633 for Newcastle Coins and Collectibles. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
Ken, the more you hear them, the more we're going to miss them.
Oh, yeah. This is Bobby Troop's song. Bobby Troop, who you may remember from the TV show Emergency, was one of the doctors.
Right.
He was married to one of the torch singers. That was his song that he wrote, but it's been performed by many people. Brian Setzer has done it. Many people have performed that song. But Glenn Frey's version, he did a album of kind of standards like this one, if you will, kind of lounge songs. He does a great job. I mean, I think he should have done more of what he did. But that's his version of Route 66. It's on an album. You can pick it up. It's also on YouTube if you want.
Yeah.
He has a little video that goes with it where he's actually performing on a stage, and it's pretty cool. So, yeah, multi-talented guy.
Sure is. Thank goodness for YouTube and Google to see these great artists that have passed on, as well as present and future. I'm all about the present, but you definitely want to honor the past. I want to thank Tony Boselli, elite broadcaster and former player for the Jaguars and USC, right here on Sports Scene, as well as Candice Yost. Let's welcome in our business spotlight scene now David Davis from Rachel Davis Hair Studio, getting close to Valentine's first quarter, and of course a lot of women out there want to get their hair done. Let's talk about Rachel Davis. How are you, David?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very good. Let's talk about your location right there in the Oyster Point section of Newport News, and you have a great Facebook and website.
Yeah, we're at 732 Thimble Shoals, and we're suite number 305, and our Facebook is Facebook at Rachel Davis Hair Studio, and our website is also RachelDavisHairStudio.com.
You've been open for a little bit for some time now, and of course you're really evolving. You got a great client base, and Rachel has always had a good following no matter where she went. And as the years have gone on, you guys have added a lot of great features. Let's talk about some of the things you specialize in.
Yeah, we are primarily a color salon, so we do colors and haircuts. We also have a nail service section, so we do all the nails, the manicures, the pedicures, and stuff like that as well. We do the weddings. It's coming up on wedding season. A lot of people are booking in for the weddings coming up in February and March. And we also offer makeup services, so we're a full-service salon.
And I think what David just said is a great point, too, because a lot of guys like myself who've been married, engaged, and all that stuff, Ken as well, the first thing we look at is the nails of a woman, and you guys really do a great job of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're the #1 rated salon on Yelp, one of the highest rated salons on Facebook, and we're also a top salon on Google.
Right, and of course, you do reservations, and that's big at Rachel Davis Hair Studio.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, let's talk about, again, it's RachelDavisHairStudio.com. You've heard them all over the radio. Great Facebook page where they can interact as well. And you're always giving back to the community, too, during the Greek Festival. And what else do you expect as time goes on here for the Valentine's time?
Yeah, we're running some specials right now as far as gift certificates because, guys, I don't know about anybody listening to this, but when I met my girlfriend, I wasn't exactly sure what to get her all the time. So I went out and I got gift certificates. So we're doing gift certificates right now. If you mention this ad, you mentioned you heard this interview, you would get $100 for every $80 that you spend. So you get $20 free for any service inside of the salon, excluding products.
Folks, you hear that right there in the Oyster Point section. Give us the full address and phone number.
Yep, we're 732 Thimble Shoals Boulevard, and suite number is 305, and our phone number is 757-223-8885.
And plug the website.
RachelDavisHairStudio.com.
Thanks a lot. And give us your full hours, too, during the winter.
Yeah, our hours are pretty much primarily all the same. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday, we're open 9 to 5, and Sunday, we're closed.
Tell your friends, folks, about Rachel Davis Hair Studio. Not only the best salon on the peninsula, the best one on the south side as well. A great treat, guys, to get your girls there, a great gift certificate. David, all the best to you and Rachel.
Awesome. Thank you very much. You have a great day.
You too. My pleasure. Kenny, let's get to what teased me off.
Can we do one more little tune?
All right, go ahead, Kenny. Go ahead.
We've got to do this. And
no. You want to do a Star Wars with it too?
No.
Okay.
This is
right.
This is something really cool. Just so you know that a lot of musicians sound really good on album, but boy, when they try to do something live, it just doesn't.
Did you ever play that at K94 when you were there?
Oh, good Lord, yes.
You did, even back then.
Oh yeah, tons of. Eagles. We often have block parties where we'd play live Eagles albums with just 3 in a row with a little break in between.
That was the best music station I've in this lifetime of Hampton Roads. By far was K94. Nothing's come close to it since, in my opinion.
And the ratings proved it.
Yes, not as much competition back then either. All right, let's get to what teased me off, Kenny Johnson.
What tees you off? Presented by GJBTV.com.
Ken, you have some business interest in Portsmouth. We'll leave it at that. What the heck is going on? Every single night in Portsmouth, there's drama with the mayor, the city council, the residents. I mean, you would think that this is not Hampton Roads. It's just Portsmouth. Then you got people stalking people. I mean, what is going on there?
Triple whammy. The demographic of the city has changed quite a bit, and unfortunately, a lot of the people that are active in voting are voting for reasons other than electing a good representative. And please, people, remember those people in those offices are your representatives, not your leaders. I don't want to be led, but I do want to be represented. So pick a good representative, and don't base it on things like gender, melanin content, whether you like them in a picture or not. Find out who they are and how they vote. And I think Portsmouth is a good microcosm of what can happen when voting decisions go awry. And you've got the isolation. Now with the tolls on, a lot of people have left Portsmouth or just don't want to go to Portsmouth. It's got an issue. There are issues in Portsmouth they need to resolve quickly.
It's destroyed some of the businesses down there on High Street. Of course, the Commodore is always going to sustain people that live on the peninsula and South Side driving through 664. They know the back roads to High Street to get down there, but the tourists, they don't. I mean, and sometimes GPS ain't going to help you either. It's really, just with the tolls, have just been a nightmare. It's really affected commerce, that's for sure. Just like it's affected commerce from York County to Gloucester. Enough of the toll in Gloucester. Gloucester, you're too small. Nobody cares. All right, really, Gloucester, seriously. What teased me off, of course, Kenny? Bad comedians. I mean, really, I heard one a few weeks ago, and that's the thing about comedians, Kenny. It's a very isolated world they live in, and 10 people could have 10 different opinions, but if 9 people aren't laughing, that ain't good.
A lot of comedians, too, have a support base that essentially is their friends and family who think they're funny, but then they get up on stage and strangers don't know them, and they try to do the same things and make their family laugh. It doesn't work. You have to try it out in front of other people and be aware of what people will laugh at and what they won't. And just do the right thing.
Right, and then you can't fool anybody because we can see your acts from previous shows on YouTube. So really, evolve a little bit. Make some effort. Maybe people will laugh more.
At the comedy clubs in the long ago that were run by April Pasquarelli, she would sit in the back, and if a comedian got up on open mic night and started doing a bit that was somebody else's, she would yell out the comedian's name. That's Robin Williams!
Let me get to a few more of these before we get to CP Shuckers. The show Duck Dynasty, really, I mean, enough. It's past tense now. Finding Bigfoot is not much better.
I haven't seen that. There is a show called Finding Bigfoot, really?
Yeah, it's on Animal Planet. It's been around for several years.
Now, if it was Finding the organic amoeba, I could see having a little Bigfoot. What, he's like supposed to be 10 foot tall and big, huge feet. How hard can it be to find this guy? They found Osama bin Laden. I think they can find Bigfoot.
And Bigfoot does not like Steelers fans either. The politicians with the name Cruz and Sanders, we'll just leave it at that. And Ken, nauseating promos.
Promos that take 14,000 takes and take an hour in a studio and end up being not so good in the end anyway.
How about this? Bartenders throwing menus like they are Frisbees because they're busy. Yeah, just
really?
winging the menu. Oh, yeah, especially at certain places on the weekend. We don't want to mention any names.
Why not go on there?
All right, on a lighter note, let's welcome, of course, CP Shuckers. A locals tradition is CP Shuckers with locations on Shore Drive and Pacific Avenue. They are a proud sponsor, Kenny, of the Spartaco Wounded Warrior 5K Family Run on March 26th. After the race, the good people, Matt and Mark at CP Shuckers, are hosting a free breakfast for participants at their Pacific Avenue location. Sign up at SpartacoWoundedWarrior.com or come by CP Shuckers. Like both locations on Facebook and log on to CPShuckers.com. Eat or be eaten at CP Shuckers, your home for the AFC, NFC Championship, all the college basketball, NHL, NBA, golf, tennis you can handle, even the Australian Open, right there at CP Shuckers with 2 locations, one Shore Drive in Virginia Beach, also in Pacific Avenue, Virginia Beach. Great lunch and dinner 7 days a week and late night too as well. I want to thank our great guest today, really, and the great tribute Ken did with Glenn Fry. That really promoted the show all along right there, of course, with Tony Boselli, former Jaguar and USC great. Also, Candice Yost talking about Hidewood Pool for the spring. David Davis talking about RachelDavisHairStudio.com. Also, I want to thank GJBTV.com and Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com. Browse, shop, visit. Save the date every Wednesday, 12 to 1 for Sports Scene right here on 1650 AM. Tell your friends, tell all of them, your cousins, your family members. 1650 Sports Scene 12 to 1. Also, TuneIn.com. Take it with you on the phone or computer by typing WHKT as well. The Sports Philosophy Show is coming up from 1 to 2. And, of course, right here, you can also go to GJBTV.com and NNPSTV.com. For Ken Johnson, I'm Greg Bicouvaris. Stay warm. Happy Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.
AM 1650 WHKT Portsmouth, 1 o'clock.